All right, here we go with Game 7 of this round robin. The Chuck Baranowski Winter Classic 2020 version. Kahnawake Mohawks taking on the Glasgow Clydesiders. Glasgow in purple with yellow and white trim playing left to right here in this first half. Kahnawake in gold, led by Garakunor with 2X winning that draw. Marky Kirby behind the net sends it out in front, and the pass will bounce back up towards center. The Clydesiders coming in, losing 7-3 to Letterkenny. And the Mohawks winning an 8-5 tilt against the Toronto Tigers. This one will hop into the crease, or nearly in the crease. Picked up by Kirby, a backhander. He scores! How about that? What a start for the Mohawks. They lead this one by a score of 1-0. Marky Kirby, Johnny on the spot. The goal came about 30 seconds into this game. This is a big game for Glasgow, too. They looked really sharp in the first half of that opening game against Letterkenny, and then the Shamrocks really took over in that second half. Clydesiders, you want to get off to a good start here. They were trailing going into halftime, but it was only 4-3. And that's a good start for the opponents today, as we have a crease violation called on Kirby, who has the Mohawks on the board here, 1-0. As the Clydesiders bounce one up the center. Ball's on the left-hand side. Steve Toporowski, you'll see soon, wearing number 7 in purple as a bouncer comes in. That one stopped by Blue Lahash. He's probably this team's marquee guy. Kahnawake throws this one away. Had all 3 goals in the game against Letterkenny. A shot. Scores! Hey! They tie it up. It's 1-1. And we're about a minute and a half in. Well, a minute 40 seconds into this contest, and the Mohawks and Clydesiders have already put one each behind the opposing netminders. So that ties things up 1-1. Back to center they go. Tuak taking the draw for the Mohawks. Keeping his feet outside the circle, but the Clydesiders come back. It's Toporowski stopping up. Plays it outside. Down low, and the pass a little too hot to handle, and Lahash will come out to play it. Arun Paul behind his own goal. Starts back up, leads one up the center. Kirby, along with Jake Rice. Rice gets open. Here he is, shoots, and a save made. And the Clydesiders pick up the rebound loose in front of the house, where the house would be, and the Mohawks get it. Rice driving to the goal. He shoots, and that one's not going to hit the target. Clydesiders scoop it up, and here comes Glasgow. Ball comes up the center. Ball on the right-hand side of the goal. Shot clock is down to 15. Backing down are the Clydesiders on Oren Horn. Here's a lead pass. Misses Toporowski. It'll go back into Glasgow territory. Shot clock getting low here, so they're going to have to dump it. That one hits the ceiling. Shot clock, actually just a turnover. First is a shot clock violation as the Mohawks come back on the left-hand side. There's a lot of space out there. But that space is opened up. Nick Angus cuts to the goal. Angus backhands one out to the corner. Scooped back up by the Mohawks. A feed out in front of the net is taken away and intercepted by the Clydesiders. Toporowski with possession at center. Steve Toporowski still with possession of the ball. Trying to do a little hidden ball trick. A shot from 45. And Lahash had it. And now it's scooped up by the Mohawks. A lead pass. All alone was Angus, and the ball gets away from him. Scooped up by the Clydesiders. Here comes Glasgow in a 1-1 score. Now we've got a whistle. And I believe this is going to be a turnover on the Clydesiders, so the Mohawks will have possession of the ball. Penalty away from the play. So if you're the Mohawks, you go to work here. Power play opportunity. Slashing the call away from the ball. So Nick Angus in possession with the Marky Kirby on the right-hand side. He's going to have to go after the ball in the corner. Hops one out in front. And the ball squirts free towards the Glasgow netminder, who will pick it up. And here's a bounce pass, intercepted. Kirby, oh, he can't handle the pass. Now, this is the second game of the day for both teams as a long bomb comes in, blocked. 2X wide open, shoots! Shoulder save made, and a rebound. Goes to the corner, out of play, fresh 30 Mohawks. It's the second game of the day for both these two teams, albeit they're kind of abbreviated games in the sense that they're not the full 320s. Nick Angus sends one out. Here's a shot by Emmett Printup. Save and a rebound. Tracked down by the Mohawks. Second chance opportunity. Printup down low. Shoulder save made at the lip of the crease. Mark Kirby knows where to be. He's consistently finding himself wide open at the lip of the crease as we get to 40 seconds remaining. Baranowski triple teamed. And the ball will come back over that blue line. By the way, this is just the first time that you're watching a contest here at the Chuck Baranowski Winter Classic. When you're killing a penalty, usually you have a restraining line, which would be somewhere between the blue line and center. But now that's just the blue line here, so it's a little bit shorter and less of an advantage out there for the penalty killers. A bouncer saved by 2X. And also you have the 30 clock, which runs. And unless you're from the OLA, or you play in the President's Cup last year, we got a whistle and some pushing and shoving away from the ball, which is going to lead to a penalty on the K-Hawks. I think they're both going to go, yeah. Yeah, they're both going to go. Big question I have here is it going to be 4-on-3? Or will it stay 5-on-4? Coming up after this, Letterkenny taking on the Toronto Tigers. So penalties are not up on the board. So the penalties are both up on the board. Glasgow's initial minor had expired. It's now 4-on-4. Played over to Nick Angus on the right-hand side. Angus thought about shooting one through traffic. A lead pass, bounces on goal, handled by the Clydesiders. Tender, and Glasgow looks to break out. Letterkenny and the Toronto Tigers, if the Shamrocks win and the Mohawks win this game, then both the Mohawks and Shamrocks are guaranteed spots in the semifinal game. As we have some pushing and shoving. He's getting a little chippy here. A little testy. Gotta like it, as he said, the first games of the day, the first four, I mean, outside of a little bit of pushing and shoving in that Glasgow Letterkenny game, there wasn't a whole lot of, dare I say, shenanigans which were taking place. But now you could see that, not necessarily bad blood, but the blood is starting to boil here. That's what you like. Baranowski comes in. Nothing wrong with disliking your opponent for the time that you're playing toe-to-toe. Glasgow, by the way, on the power play as the Mohawks come back. And now it's brought over center. Angus in a 2-on-1. Delayed penalty coming up to Glasgow. Ooh, and the Mohawks nearly stepped over the blue line. Good job by Rice keeping his balance. Here's a shot through traffic, not on. And the penalty has been called against the Clydesiders for a high snick. And as you can see, the 4-on-4 has, or the 3-on-3 now, I guess you could say, would, unless the penalty play doesn't start here, which it doesn't look like it will. So it'll actually be a 4-on-4 once again for about 40 seconds. Presuming they blow the play in now. And when that happens, after that 40 seconds is up, it'll be an abbreviated Kahnawake power play. All even up here with the Glasgow Clydesiders 1-1. Closing in on the 11-minute mark of this first half. And we said last game, Glasgow really hung in there in the first half against the Shamrocks, but it was that last 15 minutes of that opening game which kind of cost them. The Mohawks, meanwhile, they started off the second half a little bit slow. They gave up a goal and gave up the lead. The Toronto Tigers had a 4-3 lead in that game before Kahnawake eventually made their way back and took that one by a score of 8-5. Had a little bit of a delay. But now things are a little bit more level. 4-on-4, 2-ax. Sends it over to the left-hand side. Nick Angus winds up and shoots, and that's not on. Angus trying to corral the rebound, and he kicks it to himself. Not much time on the shot clock. 2-ax fires, save made, and a rebound kicks out. Power play Mohawks. Jake Rice gets the pass. Played on the left-hand side. Print up. Shot clock needs to be reset. They do get it now. Angus to the left-hand side. Rice out in front. Cross crease pass. Oh, what a save! Mark Kirby denied at the lip of the crease. Back comes Glasgow, accelerating into Kahnawake territory, and they turn it over. About 9.5 to go in this first half. 1-1 scoreline. Angus tripped up, and there's going to be a tripping call coming up here to the Clydesiders. And if you're the Mohawks, hurry up and get things set up here. Almost like a field lacrosse kind of thing here, except when you score, the penalties are released. But right now, the clock keeps ticking, and so does time in that initial minor. 9 minutes to go in the first half. Kahnawake 1, Glasgow Clydesiders 1. This is Game 7 of the 2020 Chuck Baranowski Winter Classic. Here's Mark Kirby. And they're going to keep a man up high until that initial penalty is released. Print up, in front, Kirby shoots, save! A rebound, picked back up by Jake Rice. Second chance opportunity, Mohawks. Print up, 2-ax, print up, 2-ax. Down low, Kirby. Resets, Markey driving in. Markey with a pass and a shot. He faked the pass, got a shot on. Picked back up by Jake Rice on the left side. Good pressure by the Mohawks. Rice shoots! Save made! Picked back up by the Mohawks. 5-on-4. So now the Oren Horn's going to come into the play. Here he is. Horn. Rice can't handle the pass, and it's scooped up by the Clydesiders. And a long bomb intercepted, and a turnover by the Clydesiders as Kirby brings it back into Glasgow territory. Mark Kirby sends it over to Rice. Outside, 2-ax! That one does not hit the target. It'll come back to Lahash, who will have to come out of the net and play it. You see the green lines representing the crease. Print up. Rice shoots! Save made, and a rebound picked up by Glasgow. And back come the Clydesiders, making their way in. Going to try and lag some time. Ball knocked away by Mentor. And it's loose in the corner. And it'll be Kahnawake scooping it up. 1-1. Closing in on the 7-minute mark of this first half. Here's a pass out in front, intercepted, and picked up by the Clydesiders. 1-1 scoreline. Kahnawake's had some good pressure here, but Glasgow keeping afloat. Not only that, but they're staying level. But they do turn it over here. Seems like it's been a long time since the ball's been to our right, probably because of the penalties which Glasgow's taken. Kahnawake's going to have to keep on doing what it is that they're doing. Mentor, Kirby, Mark Kirby, cutting in. Kirby, a backhander. Got it back. Mark Kirby turns down low, and the pass misses Rice. And we've got a penalty call coming up for a high stick on the Clydesiders. Closing in on the 6-minute mark here, Glasgow, Kahnawake all level 1-1. And the goals were scored very early in this opening half, and since then, the netminders have kept the offenses at bay. Mentor up top for Angus. Angus sends it over to Print Up. Print Up down low. Here's Rice. Oh, and another stop at the lip of the crease. I don't know what they could do besides literally throw the netminder into the goal, which is not legal, so don't listen to me. As the Mohawks force a turnover, McGowan sends one up. And back comes Kahnawake. It's Mentor. And the pass goes behind Kirby. He picks one up off the wall. Kirby tries to walk out. Up top 2X wide open. A save. A rebound. A save again. Crease violation called against the Mohawks. So it'll be Glasgow possession. Ball knocked away. Kirby roughs his man up along the wall. Good job here by the Mohawks trying to draw the ball free. Knocked away and stolen by Angus. Angus making his way across center. Well, closing in on 5 minutes left in the first half. Here's a shot by Jake Rice and another shoulder save made. Oh, a Glasgow defender broke his stick. So it's kind of like 5 on 4.5 or 3.5. Nick Angus shoots, save. And a rebound picked up by the Clydesiders. Played up and intercepted or knocked away at least by 2X. Possession still free at center and scooped up by the Mohawks. 10-second call. Kahnawake ball. Centering feed. They finally bury one. It's Rice at the lip of the crease. Off the good give and go. The goal came, as you've seen, with about 5 seconds left in the power play. It's 2-1 Kahnawake with 4 to go here in this opening half. So now we're finally level, at least in terms of 5 players each on the floor. The score finally not level, though. Kahnawake takes the lead. It's 2-1. Daibo behind, or back in his own goal area, picks it up and starts the break for the Mohawks. Played up to the left-hand side. Kahnawake going left-heavy here. 3 lefties, 2 righties. Ball's on the left-hand side of the goal. Good D. McCumber. McCumber sends it to the left-hand side. Rice shoots. Brian Rice, and he's stopped. Tank the little, 61. He's got it back. Fresh 30 Mohawks. Like Glasgow has not really had a good offensive possession in a while. Angus shoots, and that hits iron. Picked back up by the Mohawks. DeLille, not on. Then a rebound pounces back out. Shot clock down to 15. Kahnawake still in possession of the ball. Angus goes to the corner. And he has it knocked away. Clydesiders trying to get it. And the ball's squirting free. And it'll be Glasgow possession. Shot clock violation on the Mohawks. 2-1 with 2:20 to go in this first half. Kahnawake and the Glasgow Clydesiders. A crucial game for Glasgow. If they don't win this game, they might be staring at elimination. Baranowski knows that. He comes in and he is denied by Lahash. First shot Glasgow's had in a while. Montour all alone. He shoots. He scores. No goal. But he did draw a penalty. As we see some interesting dialogue taking place right around the Glasgow blue line. Power play is coming up for Kahnawake, and that has been the theme of this first half, at least in the last 5-6 minutes or so. So Kahnawake trying to end this first half with a vengeance. Down to about 1.5 minutes remaining in the first half. So the Mohawks with the man advantage. Calls a check from the back. Kirby walks in over to the left-hand side. That pass misses Printup. He got it back. Kirby, 2X, slides it over. Printup winds up. Save. A rebound. Glasgow's got it. Final minute of this first half. 2-1 Mohawks leading the Glasgow Clydesiders. And the Clydesiders are having a hard time breaking out of their own zone. And that'll be 10 seconds on the Clydesiders. Kahnawake ball. Here's a shot. Right on. And it caroms back out. And it actually it did not hit a Mohawk. It did not hit a Glasgow. Clydesider did not hit the goal either. I think it hit somebody in front. So Kahnawake not able to gain possession. Glasgow brings it in. She's a shot for mid-tight. Stuffed by Lahash. Daibo bounces one up. Kirby having a little bit of trouble getting it, but he does get it. Now here come the Mohawks inside Glasgow territory. Rice. And that's going to do it. 3-1 Kahnawake leading, so the goal did count. It's Garhardios Matur who has put the Mohawks up by a score of 3-1. All right, let's get set for this second half. Kahnawake having a 3-1 lead over the Glasgow Clydesiders. Matur's goal at the end of the first half, or with about 3 minutes left in that first half, did count. It's just they were a little late to put it up on the board, so it's actually 3-1 in favor of the Mohawks. As Glasgow has possession of the ball, it's Baranowski on the short-handed attempts. Ball's on the right-hand side. Baranowski's got it now, working his way in, shooting, and he was going against the grain there, and it did not hit the target. Mohawks looking to get started here on this power play, leading 3-1. Must-win game essentially for Glasgow, because if they lose here, then they put their fate in the hands of the Letterkenny Shamrocks and the Toronto Tigers, who are going up head-to-head after this. 2X down low, and pass handcuffed Rice slightly, and it's scooped up by the Clydesiders. Back comes Glasgow. This is the period with the long change. Now we've got a whistle. Turnover as the Clydesiders cross the restraining line. Angus sends it to a shot by Matur. Misses the goal. Scooped up by the Mohawks. Another opportunity. Shot clock's down to 17. Print up. It's a return feed. Right heavy for the Mohawks. Matur down low. A quick stick by DeLille, not on. And a rebound. Hops behind the net. Angus. 5 seconds to shoot. Angus out in front. Pass hits something and deflects by Matur and back to center. Shot clock violation called on the Mohawks. It'll be Glasgow possession. 18 minutes to go in this second half. Coming up after this, Letterkenny, the Shamrocks, going toe-to-toe as they will be taking on Toronto. Here's a shot in tight. Save made. And a rebound corralled by the Mohawks. And back comes Kahnawake. Horn attacking. 2-on-1. Sends it over. Kirby. Horn! In too deep. And he's going to have to retreat. Horn kicks one out to Matur. Matur to Horn. Horn sends it out in front. The pass rolls on goal. And the Clydesiders will break out. In comes Toronto. Toronto. Glasgow. Toronto's coming up next. Been a long day one here at the Chuck Baranowski Winter Classic. Here's a shot by Baranowski. Stick save made by Lahash. The ball hops out of play. Been a very long day one. Still got one more after this. We already know who's moving on the other side of the bracket. The Res Dogs and Bishops are both 2-0 as Printup knocks the ball away. It's Paul. Nick Angus in possession. Gets it over to the left-hand side where the Mohawks look to attack. Angus now drifting to his right. Trying to cut to the middle. Nick Angus shoots, and that one's going to be sticked away. Glasgow breaks out to center. 3-1 Mohawks leading. Here's a shot. And that one's handled by Lahash. The ball deflects off the wall. Scooped up by Brad McGowan. And he will make the 110-foot pass. Maybe 140. The dimensions here are a little bit smaller than the average rink. And meanwhile, on the master side, things feeling a little bit smaller than that even. They start tomorrow. Tuax. Print up. Fires! Shoulder save made. And a rebound picked up by the Clydesiders. And a back-in call against Glasgow will give possession back to the Mohawks. Closing in on the 15-minute mark of this second half. 2 20-minute halves. Running time in the round robin. DeLille. The print up. Print up to DeLille. DeLille up top for Tuax. Tuax to DeLille. He cuts to the middle. Hank backhands it to print up. Here's a shot, and that one's going to be stopped. We've got a whistle, and we got a timeout called. They're going to stop the clock. I think the mask just cracked. So play is halted. Comes with just a little under 15 minutes to go in the second half. The Mohawks leading Glasgow by a score of 3-1. Well, it looks like the Glasgow tender has got a regulated bucket, and things should be ready to recommence. The Mohawks on top of the Glasgow Clydesiders here by a score of 3-1, 15 minutes to go. Baranowski against Angus. Steve Baranowski from the Saskatoon Brewers, of course. PGLL, or Prairie Gold Lacrosse League. Played in the President's Cup, a few President's Cups, 2016, 17, and 18 with the Brewers. Baranowski's pass down low, and this one's going to be handled by Lahash. The ball bounces into the stick of Blue Lahash as we have some chopping, and Paul, and I think he's got the interference minor coming up, so Kahnawake will be shorthanded. Glasgow trying to get back into this one. They have not had many offensive opportunities. The Mohawks have played picture-perfect defense, but now they're going to have to do it while shorthanded. (3-1), Kahnawake leading. A little under 14 minutes to go in the second half. Baranowski! And it trickles by, they score! Power play goal! And just like that, despite all of the struggles Glasgow has had offensively, they're down by 1. Now, Lahash got a piece of it, but just not enough as the ball found its way through and just got across that goal line. And now it's a 3-2 score. So now things are back to even, full strength, 5-a-side. Tuax wins it right up the gut. He shoots! Would be really cool to see that, eh? A player win the draw, have the ball caught at the bottom of the stick, and still get a shot away. McGowan playing some excellent defense here. Ball squirts free, picked back up by the Clydesiders. Glasgow with possession on the right-hand side, but this is not a good shooting angle for them. The ball deflects, and McGowan with the interception. Great shift defensively for him. Back on the Mohawks. Mator and Horn. And now we've got a whistle behind the play. And Gadzir Garrett and McCumber, I think, took exception to a high stick. And I think Glasgow is going to get the initial call here. But what will be added on top of it remains to be the question. Mohawks leading this one by a score of 3-2. And we're going to have a little bit of a delay. Well, here you go. About a minute and change remaining in this one. Kahnawake holding on to a 7-3 lead against the Glasgow Clydesiders. So the Mohawks are going to get to 2-0. And the Clydesiders will fall to 0-2. As Daibo gets a shot away, that's going to be patted away. So this means that in order for the Clydesiders to not be eliminated, they're going to need Letterkenny to lose the next game against Toronto. Baranowski brings it in. And he passes one out in front. Save made by the Hash. And they're going to lose. They lost 7-4 in the first game, and it looks like they could be right on the same, right at the same margin. So they're going to need Letterkenny to lose against the Toronto Tigers next. Here's a shot in tight. Ball went in, crease violation. Orenhorn's got it, and he's going to headman this down the floor. And the final seconds about to tick off on a Kahnawake win against the Glasgow Clydesiders. Pretty spirited game. I mean, there was a little bit of an incident with about 14 minutes or so left in the second half, but other than that, both teams quite clean. Kahnawake gets the win here 7-3, so they're 2-0. Glasgow is 0-2, and if Toronto loses to Letterkenny next, then we have our final 4 teams set. Even though all 4 teams would still have one round, all 8 teams, I guess in total, would still have one round-robin game each to complete. There you see the Tigers. They're getting ready to play next, so the Shamrocks have a chance to punch a ticket into the semifinals for themselves and for the Mohawks next. Your final score, Kahnawake 7, Glasgow Clydesiders 3. I'm Brandon Bordeaux for Baby Blue Memories and Gone Laxon. We are out of here. Anagiwahe.